At the Piper Elementary School, we are utilizing Agilities across the board for all of our students. As a district, we believe in a portrait of a graduate and how we want our students to graduate from school, but we realized that that wasn't necessarily age appropriate for our youngest learners. The Agilities actually take all of those portrait of a graduate competencies, but they make them completely achievable through a lens and language that youngest students understand. Some of the ways that we've started utilizing Agilities is we use morning meetings and SEL time to introduce Agility of the Week. And all week they're doing the read-alongs that were found on the DeBruce website. They have activities that are embedded in their Seesaw account. The videos, man, those videos have been amazing. The kids love them. We have assemblies that are built around concepts of the Agilities in different careers. Then they always discuss with the students what their top Agilities are. That's just a common thing that takes place in the interactions that we do with our students to ensure that the students see this as not just an elementary thing. This is going to be something that they will cultivate for the rest of their lives.
Once you have a basis of the Agilities, it's very easy to pick and choose which maybe one or two Agilities, like I did in my lesson, to really focus on. See how kids kind of play into those and how they can make them their own. The teacher and student support sections have great resources, very easy to access, whether you're printing them off, importing them into your Google Slides or other types of presentations. They're there and ready to be used on day one.
I'm the technology teacher, so we used Canva to make just like a digital dust tag. We learned about the Agilities, and then after we went over them, the kids kind of got to evaluate themselves. So then they went and picked the top 3 that they thought they felt most comfortable with or that they liked a lot, and then they had to pick one that they didn't feel so comfortable with. And like we did in my classroom, we talked about, okay, even if it's an Agility that we don't think that we're good at or we're not comfortable with, we're still gonna have to use it, get better practice, because all the Agilities get incorporated at some point. We are currently working on computer systems, and this week's lesson happened to focus on binary code, and it was a really, really good opportunity to tie in the Agilities because there were a lot of different ones that were being used. We went over what Agilities we think they would have to use in their assignment, and then once they paired up, they talked about what Agilities they were using during the lesson. And then after the lesson, we came back as a group, we sat and we talked about, were we right, were we not right, what Agilities did we actually use, were there ones that we forgot about. So it was really cool because they got to see how using their Agilities came together just for this one lesson where they had to pinpoint and work out what binary code was.
I really like using Agilities in the classroom because they're really simple kid-friendly language. They're really easy to get a hold of. Like I have the cards in my room, I just put magnets on the back of them, and that way I can pull them off if we're talking about them. I can show them as a collection. We have the posters and the handouts, and it's just kind of already set up for whatever we need to slot them in for. I think the reason to use Agilities with elementary school students is for the kids, it seems to feel more grown up. It feels like we are telling them, hey, you already do grown up things. And especially being able to relate that to like, here are jobs that have those things that you feel good at. That's like a big confidence booster for them that like, oh, I know I'm doing this at school and I'm good at it. And people who are good at this thing can do these kinds of jobs.
We know as educators, we make relationships day in and day out with students. But Agilities have turned kind of the coin of that relationship building because our students have loved these conversations. It's really given them a way to feel like they are in control of who they are and how they learn. I want them to know that each of you are uniquely different, but each of you bring something powerful into your classroom. And we celebrate that. And it's given us the language to celebrate it across the school, not just in a specific classroom in a silo of learning.